YouTube. So today I'm just gonna go. I got a light basketball training session with Jace, little Jace in the background, talking to mum, and then I'm gonna go work out legs, which would be a boring workout. So I'm just gonna record some footage, maybe over legs, maybe over the basketball workout. I'm gonna talk about macros, cutting carbs, and also probably give a physique update. Anyways, I'll see you in the next clip.
Yeah.
Let it go this time.
I'll let it go this time.
Alright, what's going on, guys? As I said, I'm going to talk about my calories, my macros, my approach towards my cut right now, because I am doing a 9-day transformation. I believe there's now about 30 to, I think it's around 35 days, but I am tracking quite well. You're never completely happy with where you are, but I am sort of getting there and I'm making the right adjustments. So we'll talk about that. But just before I go into that, I'm going to quickly go about how you guys can, if you've never looked into it, never done it before, how you guys can go about it and how you sort of break it up. And this is just a general sort of, my general advice on if you're starting from nothing. Obviously, if I was coaching you one-on-one or if you had a coach, I'd have more insight on how you are, because there's a lot of different variables that can change this. But if you're doing it at home by yourself, first time ever, this is a good way to sort of get at least an idea of where you're looking at. Now, the first thing you want to do is work out your total calories that you're going to need per day. Now, I'm going to add the link in the description box of the calculator I use. That's proved pretty pretty accurate in the past. Again, it's just a rough estimate, but if you haven't done it before, it's a good one to use unless if you don't have your own, I was going to say. So it's calculator.net/calorie counter, blah, 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 but I'll put it in the description box. That'll work out it'll ask you a few questions, it'll work out what your daily caloric requirement is to maintain weight. Don't listen to the other advice they give there, because I think it is a bit extreme. Now, basically, the macronutrients, they're the division of nutrients that you're going to get from your food. So the calories are broken down into different things you'll get from food. The three ones are proteins, fats, and carbs. Now, the first thing you want to do, just to make sure you retain muscle and make sure you feed your healthy cells and everything like that, is work out your protein. So basically, a good way to do this is get your weight in kilograms. Now, you can times your weight in kilograms by 1.5 to 2.2. That's my advice. 1.5 if you're not as muscular, haven't got an amazing body fat composition, or if you're quite new. Or if you're a bit higher in body fat. And if you're quite lean, got a higher body fat, a lower body fat percentage, higher muscle composition, you go more towards a 2.2. At the moment, being at about 10% body fat or just under, I'm going to be ranging. I'm about 2.2, pretty much exactly. So if you set that, down. So your weight in kilograms times anywhere from 1.5 to 2.2, depending on your body fat percentage. Again, you can change this as you go, so you sort of work that ad hoc. The next one you're going to do is fat. Now, a good sort of general range is, again, it depends on a few things I'll explain in a second, but go from about 0.7 to 1 times the amount of kilograms you weigh, and they'll give you grams in fat that you're going to take in. Mine's at about 60, so I'm a bit at the lower end, simply because I like my carbs more. So the fact is that you'll change your fats and carbs in, because it is a little bit interchangeable, is depending on your food preferences. So some people like a lot of carbs, some people like a bit higher fat diet. It really depends, and you can interchange as long as you're in that range or thereabouts. You can't really go too much wrong. And again, work ad hoc. You can always sort of change as you go. Also, the next thing you can look at is your body genetics. So some people's bodies react not too amazingly with carbs. So go a little bit lower in carbs if that's the case. And then some people, also as well, something to take into account is if you're doing high performance stuff like sport or powerlifting and stuff like that, generally your carbs may be a little bit higher. So in order, what you'll do is work out your protein levels first, then your fat levels. As I said, it's anywhere between 0.7 and 1, generally grams times the amount of kilograms you weigh. And don't worry, I'm going to explain all of this in the last sort of screen. I'm going to write it all down, and you can just pause it and you can just go off that. And then the remaining calories that you'll intake per day will be your carbs. Now, just to give you a quick insight on mine, basically I'm at about 2,100 calories per day. I'm doing 160 grams of protein at the moment, 60 grams of fat, and 230 grams of carbs. It was a little bit higher. I've dropped my calories by about 80 to 100 in the last week. It's working out pretty good. just drop the carbs a little bit, and again, I'll work that ad hoc, and it's really, really important to do that. So, a lot of people think that if you make a mistake, it's the end of the world. It's really not. You want to get nice round figures. Your genetics will take over once you really ace that and ace your training, and that's what I already sort of know where my body's at with that. So, I've done this before. So at the moment, I've dropped my carbs a little bit, and I'll work that ad hoc. I potentially will drop fat in over the next 7 days, but again, I just got to see how my body reacts at the moment. And at the moment, I'm weighing about 71.5, so I'm pretty much on track. But I will keep you guys posted for any other changes. I want to thank you for watching. Hope this video helped, and I'll see you in the next one. So I lied. What I was doing when I was trying to write it up on the screen and make it nice and easy for you for the equation so you can work out yours, it became too complex and required too much explanation, and it would have been just like an essay. So what I'm going to do is write it down on this piece of paper and then talk you through how I'm doing it, and it'll be a lot easier that way. There you go. So basically, what we're going to do is I just want to quickly explain this. This is macronutrients and how it is, sorry if I'm talking really loud, how it is broken up. So basically 1 gram of protein, excuse the potato handwriting, is 4 calories. 1 gram of carbs equals 4 calories. 1 gram of fat equals 9 calories. That's how it's broken down into calories. Now, I'm going to use my example. So I'm at about 2100 calories. How I work that out is I'm 72.15, so I just rounded off 72 kilos times 2.2, because I'm lower in body fat percentage. You've got a good body fat composition, and that equals to 160 grams of protein. Then after that, I work my fat, as I said, so 72. I did it times 0.8, which is the lower end because I'm not massive on having a lot of fat in my daily intake. And then I just rounded off to about 60 grams. I think it added up to about 58 or something. So round up to 60, and then the carbs is the remaining calories. So basically the way to work that out is, so you do 160 times 4, and that equals, I didn't write it on here, but it equals 640. And then the fat, I did 60 grams times 9, because fat is 9 calories per 1, and that equaled, I believe, 540. So what I'll do is minus those amounts from my total, which is 2100, and then it gave me 920 calories. I didn't write it here again. 920 calories, and then I divided the 920 by 4, because carbs are 4 calories, and then it gave me 230. So that's how many grams of carbohydrates I'll have. Oh, damn camera. So I hope that helped, guys. I hope that wasn't too complex. I know it's a little bit confusing to explain, but if you just go over the video, if you want to rewind it, I know you're probably sick of my voice, but if you rewind it, you'll get the hang of it. If you have any questions, do let me know. Hit me up in the comments or message or whatever it is, and I'm glad to help you out as best I can. Anyways, I want to thank you for watching again. I'll see you in the next video.